source prob. Okay, so now we face an error that invalid source prob hostname res cloudinary.com is not configured under images in your next config.js. Okay, so if we want to use a third-party domain for to import our images, like we are doing it here, so we are not rendering local image in our source. So we have to set up our next.js next config.js file to render images from other domains. So what we can do is we can just copy it from here and go back to our next config.js and we can just paste it here. Import next module. Okay, so let's not change the import system. Let's just okay, copy this one. I think I have to copy with the image. Okay, no problem. Okay, let's paste it here. Okay, now let's check our UI again. The error should be fixed. Okay, we get that error again. Okay, let's just copy it, the whole thing. Okay, now let's see what happens. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep the initial data. So okay, let's go back to their website again. Let's copy these images and paste it here. So for our path name, we do not want to add any path name, and for our host name, we want to allow any host, like any domain. You can manually enter the domains you want to allow your Next.js image to use, but I'm just going to allow every domain. So let's see what happens now. Okay, it is giving us still errors. So let's remove the path name. I think the path name is giving error, so that you can import it from any path. Now what? Okay, so it is working, but we cannot see our images. So actually, instead of giving them height and width, you can just say fill, right? So they will take the 100% height and width. Let's go back to UI again and reload. Okay, we are not seeing any data. Okay, we have to, I think we have to control it with CSS. So let's give it a name like home slider. Let's say home slider, right? And to maintain the styles or write the styles in for our home page, we can just go to styles, and then we can create a folder called pages, and inside that we have our home, and inside that we can say home.scss, right? And of course, do not forget to import it. It's not inside components, it is inside pages, home, and home.scss. So now inside our home.scss, what we can do is, okay, so we can say it should be width 100%, and inside that we have our slider image, right? So did we give it a class name? I don't think so. Okay, slider image. So let's give our image a class name, slider image, and we are going to say let's say height 550 pixel width 100%, right? And we want the, okay, let me show a bit later. Let's go back to our UI. Okay, it's not showing anything. What if I use regular image? Okay, let's see. Okay, so now we are getting our slider, but it is not showing any data for some reason. Let's see image. Okay, let's actually copy one. Okay, we are getting the image, it's fine. So let's give it a hard reload. So we have another error, that is hydration failed. This is a common problem with Next.js. Where is it coming from? Okay. So let's go back to, uh, okay. So we are importing our swiper.js the right way. We are also using swiper slide. Then what is the problem here? Hmm. API settings get slider. Okay, go back to our UI again. Okay, now we are getting the images, but they are not actually showing up. Slider.image, image source, slider.image. Okay, so my swiper, it is working. So let's go back to home and let's wrap this inside my swiper. Okay, we're still not getting any images. Okay, let's give it a width of 100%. Okay, not working. Let's inspect. Image slider. Okay, so it is not actually getting the source. home slider. Let's console hub what we have as sliders. Sliders. Okay. Okay, so this is the mistake we made. I mean, this is a capital. I wrote a capital image for slider dot image. Okay, as you can see, for that simple type error, I had to waste 10 minutes. All right. So as you can see, our Cyper is working fine. You don't have to add any additional properties or additional data for your slider. You can just simply go to their documentation and follow however they are implementing. So and it should work for you. Yeah, so let's go to our slider. So it is not actually changing. For example, we want to change the slider, right? So we want to make an autoplay functionality. So for that, if we go to the documentation and if we drop down, let's say autoplay. Okay. So this is autoplay. Let's click on React. It will open another sandbox. Okay, so as you can see, autoplay, it is actually another module that you have to import from Swiper modules. So I'm just gonna go back to my code and module pagination, and I'm going to say autoplay. Okay, let's follow the documentation as it is not showing up suggestions. Okay. So we have autoplay, then we have to also import it from here, and then let's format it first. Okay, now we can say autoplay, and then we can say, okay, we have to enter another object, and then we can say delay, let's say 3000. We want a 3-second delay for autoplay. Okay, so let's go back. Where is our UI? Okay, let's reload and wait. Okay, as you can see, after 3 seconds, we get a autoplay. Okay, that is great. But after that, you can see after it comes to the last slide, it actually goes reverse to the first slide. Okay, see, it goes to the first slide, then again continues with the autoplay. But we do not want to do that. After the first slide, we want to after the last slide, we want to render the first slide. That means it should be a smooth transition. So for that, we have to also give it another prop to our swiper.js. We want to say loop through. That means we want to loop it. So now if you say, okay, okay, this is your last slide. Okay, now it didn't go back to the first slide. It just made a loop, and now your user will see a smooth transition after the last slide. Okay. What else can we do? Okay, there are some other functionalities like you can make these paginations clickable. So to do that, let's say we have our pagination, and inside pagination, instead of true, you can give it another object and say dynamic bullets to true, and then you can say clickable to true. uh, I just remember these functionalities because I have used swiper on multiple projects on like multiple times, so that's why I remember these props and how to give these props to swiper. But if you do, if of course if you're using it for the first time, you won't remember this. You just have to go back to their documentation and you will get everything from here. Like this is pagination dynamic, normal pagination, pagination progress. They have a lot of sliders. You can make some cool effects with it too. Okay, so all right, all right. Okay, these are uh, not clickable for some reason. Did we input pagination correctly? Let's go back. Okay, okay, so yeah, we imported it correctly. So let's reload again. Okay, okay, so now it works. You can see these are clickable and we are getting it dynamically. Like the active slider will have a bigger pagination button, and these are also clickable. So we can play around with the documentation and add different effects. All right.